Hello, hello. Someone just started a jackhammer outside as soon as I went live. So I had to close the door. But anyway, that's okay. Cool. I don't think anyone is here yet, but that's all right. I will just get started. And if you join me, that's cool. I know I've done a terrible job of promoting these in advance. It's just been busy and hard to get ahead of myself. But anyway, it's all good. So if you join, you join. If you don't, I will just color by myself and it will be really fun and I will enjoy it. So here we go. I am Amy Chesery and I'm the author and illustrator of Coloring Book of Shadows. If this is the first time you've joined me, these are chill coloring sessions and I'll just flip through some of the pages I've colored in the past as I introduce. And the point of these sessions is not so much instruction, they're instruction free, although sometimes I do explain what I'm doing. And of course, you can color along with me and do as I do in the same book or similar. But the point is more for you to just find a space and time to relax and do some art without pressure and without as much as we can without stressing it. So we try not to, hi Carissa, we try not to judge our work or ourselves. And sometimes that's not possible. It's pretty normal to judge yourself as you go along, but we try to just let that go and just enjoy the process. So watch the color go down, listen to the sound of your pencil or your marker, and just enjoy some quiet time and some of the benefits of doing art without pressure, which are reduction in stress, enhanced mind-body connection, and just letting your mind quiet down a bit. So that's definitely what it does for me in these sessions. Especially about 20 minutes in, I really feel my mind quieting, and that's very nice. And the past few weeks, I've been doing this section in purple, green, and orange. So I'm very excited about this next page because I'm going to replicate this color scheme, which I love, in these bright oranges. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And that's going to like finish up this section in the book, which I think has been my favorite section so far. Just going through these colors, green, orange, purple, green, orange, purple. I just love the way it looks. And I've been using this limited color scheme and it's been really, really fun for me. I just stuck with it because I loved how they worked together. And when I go to the next section, I'll be changing it up, the Moon Magic section. But for now, that's what I'm going to be using. And as you see here, I have my handy scrap paper underneath because alcohol markers bleed through. So I always put my scrap paper underneath to avoid that. So I'm going to take one more look here at what I'm going for. So this lovely bright orange with like a parchment and then some green and yellow accents. And I think that's going to work so nicely on this page. So I've been looking forward to doing this one. Thanks, Carissa. I'm glad you like it. And then, yeah, feel free to ask me questions or chit chat, coloring, magic, art, whatever. Sometimes if there's no questions, sometimes I just talk about random things, or sometimes I just don't say anything. So I'm happy to, if you want to direct the conversation, I'm happy to talk about what you want to talk about. Or we can just color quietly. I'm down for that too. I've toasted this orange pen. I think I mentioned last time, this is the cheaper Ohuhu marker that really didn't last as long. So So I'm kind of maxing it out here, but it'll be fine. I'll have enough to get through the page. And they're not brush tips, they're chisel tips, which I don't like as much, but I wanted to kind of use them up since I had them. So here we are, using them up. Hi, Laura Jean. Facebook should be working tonight, although I see a little red exclamation point, which I thought just said I would need to reconnect in the future. Because like every couple months, it makes me like reconnect to my connection with Facebook. So if it's not working, I apologize. It's kind of a funny, I use this software called Restream that streams to multiple places at once, but it's pretty touchy. Doesn't always work. So it should be on Facebook, but if it's not, my apologies. We'll get that up and running again next week. Okay, so a base of orange, and then that darker orange. Oh, where's that? Y826. I love this shade of orange too. It's so orangey. This orange is very orange. It reminds me of those orange slices. You know the candy? They're like called orange slices. And they have like a lot of sugar on them. It reminds me of those. I love those. It is a classic. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I have this wrong. Was the color named after the fruit, or was the fruit named after the color is what I think the color might have been named after the fruit. And then sometimes I do sort of a textured edge, but this time I'm going for just like a blend. Just felt like it. So while the darker orange is still wet, I'm going to try to blend it in with my bright orange. And then getting an okay blend there. It's a little tricky to blend alcohol markers, but if you just go over like the darker color with your midtone or your lighter color, they begin to sort of melt into each other. You just need to be a little persistent, and then of course have scrap paper underneath, because that's when the color really starts to bleed through. Or that plastic sheet thing. Like the markers come with a plastic sheet that's just for that. I just never use the plastic sheet. I just prefer scrap paper. I don't know why. Some people say they perform a little different. Like paper underneath sucks up more ink, whereas the plastic sheet repels it a bit. But I haven't really noticed or experienced that too much. Yes, those candies, the ones in different fruit flavors like lemon and stuff. Yeah, those are the best. They're so simple. Apparently, I think they're very like classic, like it's an old-timey candy. I heard they were my grandfather's favorite, and he died a long, long, long time ago, before I was born. Okay. That looks pretty good. Simple but effective. I love the bright orange, but then the little bit darker orange kind of mutes it. It almost makes the bright orange glow more, I think. Just the dark color makes the brighter color pop out a little bit. Perhaps. I'm about to drop my marker. And then just a simple parchment background. I'm not worrying too much about staying in the lines and all that. Just, it's fine with me if it's a little messy. And not so even, but I can go over it again and even it out a little bit if I want. Once it dries, it always looks a little more even too. I'm going to be filling in the letters and the items too, so that'll, with darker colors. So if I go over them a little bit, you won't see this. Ta-da! So nice. Okay. This is a Copic marker, which is really nice. They're so soft and they work so well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to look back at the one that I really love. And I did a bit of darkening. So I'll continue with that. Hi, Mel. Thank you. I love the orange too. I feel like if I was more bold in my fashion choices, I would wear orange and brown. But I don't. I keep it black. I keep it witchy. Not that witches always wear black, because we all know that's not true. But it is a classic witch color. Have you seen Kiki's delivery service? If not, oh my goodness, you need to see it. It's so adorable. She's a little witch and she wears a black dress and she's a little bit self-conscious about it. I don't think she says she wants to wear like lavender or white. But her mom is like, now Kiki, witches always wear black. It's cute. It's a Miyazaki film, Studio Ghibli film from the 80s, I believe. Yeah, you asked about the markers. Yeah, these ones are Copic. I have like 3 Copic markers. So Ohuhu, back in the day, when I started coloring like 10 years ago with alcohol markers, Copic was the jam, and they still are, but they're professional quality. They're Japanese, and they're extremely expensive. I'm talking like $5 or $6 a marker. And back then, the dupes or the generic brands were not as good. And there was this one brand called Ohuhu, and they were kind of crappy. But Ohuhu improved their markers and did a lot of marketing over the past 10 years. And now Ohuhu is sort of the standard, but they used to be the dupe. So they are less expensive than Copic. They're still a little spendy, and they're good. Copic markers are good, especially the brush tips. I'm sorry, Ohuhu markers are good, especially the brush tips, and they're more affordable, but Copic are still, in my opinion, the jam. They're better. But I do have an older set. I need to break them out. Most of them are probably dried up because, like I said, they're 10 years old now. But Copic are refillable. So for some of these, like these 3 parchment colors that I use over and over and over, I ordered Copics and refill ink, which is pretty nice because they do, like a lot of my Copics, some of my Copics are, I'm sorry, I'm just being confusing now. Some of my Ohuhu markers are running out of ink, and I believe most Ohuhu markers are refillable too. And it's kind of nice to refill them because they run out pretty fast. And you know, it's like a lot of plastic to toss. And then the ink is a lot more, when you get the ink, you can refill it like 5 or 6 times. So it becomes more economical once you begin refilling them. But of course, you have to order the ink and all that. So just one of those things. You haven't watched Kiki's in years. Yes, Kiki's is so sweet. You do need to watch it as a grown folk. Some movies just hit different when you're a kid and when you're an adult. It's one of my favorites. I really love it. If you haven't seen it, it's very sweet and childlike. The message is very simple and sweet. Okay, so I think I did a lovely job on that background. It's looking good. I am proud to say I have seen every single Studio Ghibli movie in the entire catalog. My friend and I had a film festival for, I don't know, I think it took us over a year. Every Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember. Every Sunday we would watch one movie from the Studio Ghibli catalog. And we do it through text because we live in, far away. So we put on the movie at the same time and then we text back and forth. It's really fun. Now we're watching the entire Disney catalog from start to finish in order, which is wild. I've seen most of the Disney movies, but some of the earlier ones I had not, and I certainly hadn't seen them in order. So it's very nerdy and very fun. We are at, we watched 101 Dalmatians on Sunday, which I think is late 50s, early 60s. And one of my very favorites from childhood. I used to just absolutely love that one. It's so cute. So cute. Quite an adventure. Okay, so that looks adorable. I love it. And then, looking back at my reference here, let's analyze. What? Puppy Love 1272 actually had some of those orange slices today. Lucky ducky, those are so good. Okay, so we have a gradient green on the lettering, and we have a nice green shading on some of the items, along with some yellow and a little bit of brown shadowing. So let's go for that. And I know one of my green markers is low on ink, but I'm gonna try to squeeze some more out of it and just go for it. Yeah, Copic markers are the original, like, artist quality alcohol markers. They're so nice. As I have said before, if you get a mysterious inheritance from a witchy auntie that you didn't know you had, maybe treat yourself, because they were pretty spendy. But like I did, I had 3 colors that I use a lot, and want to refill. So if you like replace get your favorites in a Copic or something like that, that's a good way to go too. Because sometimes if you get an entire set, you don't actually use all of them. Or I kind of find that I gravitate, for me personally, I gravitate towards some of the similar colors, over and over. So for this section though, I wanted to branch out. Like I liked what I was doing, but I was like, oh, I need to use some of these colors I haven't used. And it opened this whole new world for me, because now like I'm sort of obsessed with this purple, green, orange combo. So it's good to branch out too. You never know. You might discover something you like. All right, let's see. And then do I have one? Yes, I do. I have this super dark one. Oh, a website where you watch movies with friends. I know. It's pretty easy to do. Just through, if everyone has the streaming. It would be fun if there was like a group chat function under the movie. But I do it a lot, actually. So my friend and I, we still have our film fest going. We're doing Disney, as I said, and that's going to take a long time. And then my other friend and I, have you ever seen, I think it was on Sci-Fi Channel originally, I could be wrong, but it's called Merlin. And it's like an Arthurian tales. And there's a couple different Merlins, but this specific one is really, really sweet. And there's like a dragon. I won't spoil it for you. I don't know the name of the actors, but Merlin is like adorably handsome in this one. He's like young. He has short brown hair, just so you can find it if you're interested. Arthur's a cute blonde, and he really grows on you. And Merlin has short brown hair, and he's like young and kind of geeky, gawky looking, big ears, but very, very, very adorable and handsome. Okay, so that was a long description, but one of my other besties and I watched that together from a distance. So we just it's on Tubi for free. If you have Tubi, you can watch Merlin for free. It's really sweet. There's like magic and like anti-magic people and hiding their magic. It's just great. It's like a little silly, like a little older, a little campy, but so charming, so charming. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And Tubi has commercials, but it's not that big of a deal. It's free to watch. But yeah, we watch that together too, and we just text back and forth. It's fun. Okay. And so we have to color and sew. So I'm going to replicate this kind look. So get my lightest color here. Then I'll add some more shading. I see some areas where I want to add more shading to leaves and flowers. I'm just keeping it simple. Do a bit of a base, and then I can always darken it up. Yeah, Tubi is pretty great. A little bit of commercial, but not so bad. It's out of, when you watch Tubi with a friend in a different state, it's a little out of sync because it plays commercials for us at different times, but it's fine. It's close enough. We watched the same episode at the same time. Yeah, I absolutely love that show. It's one of my favorites. Oh, and the reason oh gosh, okay. So today I talk about my favorite shows. The reason we started watching that one is because I thought it was similar in flavor to another one that we finished that we were so sad it was over. And they only made one season, damn it. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Renegade Nell, Nell, and it's on Disney Plus. And it is so good. It is so good. It's like maybe 1800s, 1700s. And she's, a total badass. And there's a little bit of magic. It's just adorable. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. Really well written. It's extremely disappointing that they didn't make a second season. But the first season was like literally perfect. And they wrapped it up nicely. Sometimes it's like a cliffhanger or like not wrapped up nicely, and then they end it and it like really sucks. But they did wrap it up nicely. But it's delightful. It's absolutely delightful. So if you have Disney Plus and you haven't seen Renegade Nell and you want something sort of lighthearted, mostly it's fairly lighthearted. It's a tiny bit of violence, but not too much. Like I noticed they really cut out at a nice, because I'm not into tons of violence or heavy stuff like TV wise. I like it pretty light. And so I noticed they really kind of cut out right as they imply the heavier stuff. And it's just like, it's got everything. It's cute, it's funny, it's poignant. They break out into song once or twice, which I always appreciate. It's adorable. So Merlin sort of reminded me of that. Yeah, Renegade Nell really did not get the publicity it deserved. Like Disney like kind of hyped it up for 2 seconds. I sort of saw it like, like they kind of put it up there, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like it didn't look that great to me. But then my husband started watching it and he was like, you have to watch this. Which was weird because he doesn't usually like pick out Disney shows to watch. It was like kind of random. But then we got obsessed with it. It's very fun. I've told a few friends about it and everyone has liked it. So I recommend it. That one just kind of seems to hit the spot for what's in. All right. That is looking good. So I'm not sure how much more I will do here Maybe a little bit of shading. I'm kind of having a fun time with it, so interested to see how I can deepen it a little bit, because what I really like, that does look very nice as a base, and just like even if I left it like that, it would be very nice. What I like about this one is sort of the darkening, like the shadow, like a little bit of a darker brown. And I don't quite see that here, so maybe I'll add that. Oh yeah, check out Tubi. I'm sorry, I can't. Your name just got cut off. Laura, maybe? Whoever said they canceled all their paid streaming, definitely check out Tubi. Because it's free and it has a lot of good stuff. YouTube does too. But Tubi has like more stuff that YouTube doesn't have. With the occasional commercial. Yeah, it's been great. I'm gonna look for more things on there for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna try to use my brain here, and without overthinking it, and do a little bit of a shadowy pattern. That kind of looks nice. Kind of added some depth to that for sure. Kind of made it look like the light was hitting it from the top and shadowing it on the bottom, which I like. Yeah, that worked good. That added a lot of depth, actually. Simple but effective. I didn't do a perfect job of it either, but it worked. And I'll do the same on this a little bit. Probably should have just picked one side for this, but that's okay. Maybe I'll try to do the bottom and the right-hand side. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think sometimes when you like choose a light source, it feels like it has to, it's easy to overthink, but really you don't have to. You can just sort of wing it. Because in life, in like real life, there's usually multiple light sources. So our eyes are really used to seeing light coming from a lot of different directions. Just like in my own office here, there's like the sunlight coming in from the window. There's 4 overhead light bulbs. There's a desk light. There's the light from my computer. So that's like, a lot of different light and shadow at play. And then shadows kind of come from everywhere, even if you're just out in the sunlight. Light bounces around. So long story short, you don't have to be too precious about adding shadows. It will probably work. It definitely adds depth to a page. Even though it looked good flat, there's no need to shadow unless you feel like it, which I did. All right. And so it shall be. So I think that's pretty good for today. I don't have my metallic paints out, but I will probably add a little bit of metallic on these too, just to finish it up and match the rest of the section. But here's my lovely finished section. And then next week I have the exciting task. I love that, it looks so good. The exciting task of starting the moon magic section. So I'm going to go through my markers and choose some new colors for this. And we'll see. I'm thinking purple and blue and gold. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to put some thought into that. So thanks for watching and joining me, and I hope to see you next week, same time and place, Wednesday at 8 Eastern. Okay, have a great night.